Welcome to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. I'm your host, Marty Burns, joined as always by the head football coach at Hazleton area high school, Dennis Bookman. The Cougars getting ready for their 2022 home opener. They come on off a 2-0 start with a big victory over Wallenpaupack. We'll talk about the win over the Buckhorns. Look ahead to North Pocono and a special guest from the Cougar football team. It's all next this week on Sports Talk.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
It can happen over time or in a snap. If joint or muscle pain has taken you out of the game, we can identify the root cause of your problem and develop a sport-specific treatment plan to get you moving again. Over 400 medical experts strong, the region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football here on WYLN. And it's brought to you, as always, by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. I'm your host, Marty Burns, joined once again by the head football coach of the Hazleton area football Cougars, Dennis Bookman. And coach, as I mentioned in the open, team 2-0, coming off a big victory over Wallenpaupack. I'm sure everybody's excited about the home opener coming up Friday night. We'll talk about that as we get along in the show. Put up another 47 against Wallenpaupack, or no, what was it, 45 against Wallenpaupack, averaging 46 a game. But to me, I think the bigger group to talk about is your defense. Giving up 7 late in the game, essentially holding Wallenpaupack, if you take out that last drive, to under 100 yards. I think your defense is really spurring on this offense.
Absolutely. When you talk about playing on the road, defense has to travel. You hear me say that all the time, and we truly believe that. And in 2 weeks now, at Pittston area and then at Wallenpaupack, our defense certainly has traveled. Yeah, that was the number one goal and our number one focus when we were hired 3 years ago, was we had to change defensively in order to have some success. And certainly that started with, shoring some things up first schematically and fundamentally, but also just incorporating and having that physicality to us. Right. We talked about it this week to our kids, where people they're talking about us and saying that we're talented, but not many are talking about us being physical. And we feel we are a physical football team. Lucky for us, we play a schedule that certainly is going to allow us to showcase that, because we're going to play some tremendously physical teams as well, and that starts this week in the North Pocono team that we'll talk about a little bit later that is really good. So, defensively we've improved, but we have a long way to go in terms of being to where we expect and we want to be defensively.
Now, are players on your team knocking down your door wanting to come on the show? Because after seeing Tyler Wolf be on the show last week and then the performance that he had Friday night, 6 passing touchdowns that we think is a Hazleton area record for passing touchdowns, accounted for all 7 of your team's offensive touchdowns. The night that Tyler had.
Sure. I mean, Tyler Wolf, he was 18 to 22, 287, 6 touchdowns throwing. He had 1 rush for 26 yards and another touchdown. Simply incredible. Tyler Wolf, he did a great job of being able to stay within himself, run the offense. He'd be the first one to tell you as well. It starts up front. We did a great job overall all night long in protection and also in the run game. And then the skill guys that complement that. So certainly a team effort there, but Tyler Wolf, he was the one who orchestrated the offense and just did an incredible job. Certainly was a performance that is really special that you don't see often. The touchdown passes, the yards, but the efficiency, the completion percentage is something that jumps out to me. When you're 85+% on over 20 passes, that really is incredible.
And I'm glad you mentioned it. He mentioned it last week here on the show, and I think at least twice in Steve Stallone's article in the Standard Speaker, giving a lot of credit to that O-line.
Sure. I mean, you know what you get in Tyler Wolf and all our players in terms of the humble attitude that they have toward one another, the selflessness that they play and prepare with, and also the eagerness to not only succeed personally, but succeed as a team together.
And let's get a look at some of the proof of this team succeeding. We'll get a look at the highlights, and we start right away with the opening kickoff.
This set the tone for us here. We have Kayvon Minor, does a great job. Strong hands here. You see it from his inside linebacker position all night as well. He had 13 tackles on the night against Wallenpaupack.
And a great asset to have Matthew Bookman out of the backfield catching the football.
Certainly. We talk about some of these completions for Tyler. This is a throw of truly +2 from the line of scrimmage and allowing our skill guys then to be able to run after the catch.
Now, I know we said he had 100 last week. The paper had him for 96, Connor Shamani.
Here we go once again. Not only the play by Connor Shamani, the protection up front, throw by Tyler Wolf, and the block by Matthew Casadas.
And a new aspect to your offense, the tight end position.
Absolutely. We have Xander Coleman here who does a great job. Play action is really clean. Xander being able to continue to pace downfield, avoid a tackle, and be able to get yards after the catch.
We're going to see this play twice. Touchdown catch by Connor Shamani.
Great job of not only making that secondary defender miss, but then being able to pace outside. Connor Shamani, we already have an under route that's breaking inside here. Nice strike. You see Connor catching the ball away from his body, getting his shoulder north, and finishing for a touchdown.
This sounds like a law firm, Coach. Valdez Matthias Minor.
How about it here? You talk about John Valdez, Big John as we call him. We made a move with Big John during the game, and he just did a great job.
And here a nice run by Matthew Bookman.
Great job up front once again. We have Ryan Matthias then who's able to pull the lead. Matthew Bookman here finishes the run, physical at the point of attack. Incredible run, incredible finish.
Another touchdown catch, this time Matthew Casadas, and we'll look at it twice.
We have slot fade. We have no safety in the middle of the field here. Middle of the field is open. Nothing to get over the top of us. Tyler Wolf does a great job putting the ball over Matthew Casadas' outside shoulder, allowing him to get big here. Matthew Casadas, great catch.
And our next play, we'll just call Big John.
Absolutely. You see John Valdez again. Big John, great job from his defensive tackle position. You see Sam Porro pacing inside to close on the tackle as well.
Connor Shamani with another catch.
We have a bullet, as we call it here, one-step slant. Great job of being able to pull that apex defender and get underneath that corner.
And if I may, one of your unsung heroes, Ryan Matthias.
He just does everything for us. Ryan Matthias, love him dearly like all of our players. He does the dirty work and certainly is one of the main skill players that we have.
Matthew Casadas with his second touchdown catch, and we'll get a look at it another time.
What a throw here by Tyler Wolf under pressure. First of all, play action is really, really good. Great route by Matthew Casadas. Connor Shamani being able to break on the post to free up Matthew Casadas for another touchdown.
Simply labeled Matthias and Company.
Here he is again. I mean, you talk about a guy here, Ryan Matthias, played outside backer his sophomore year, slid inside his junior year, and now is able to go back outside to his natural position, and he certainly flourished there.
Another big run for Matthew Bookman.
Absolutely here. Great job up front. Excellent job of being able to break a tackle at the +2 mark. And then you start getting him in open space and allowing him to get behind his pads and the low pad level, and you see the finish there.
And here, Matthew Bookman with a touchdown catch that we'll look at twice.
Great job on an inside seam route. Good body control here afterwards. Good finish after the catch. Great ball placement, too, to be able to put this on his back shoulder. You talk about the night Tyler Wolff had. It was truly incredible. And the cast around him certainly shined bright as well.
And here we're going to get another Group D, Coleman, Porro, and Minor.
Here you go. You have Xander Coleman, you have Sam Porro, you have Kayvon Minor. Sam Porro, 6 tackles on the night, multiple quarterback pressures. Kayvon Minor, 13 tackles. Those guys were all over the field.
Matthew Bookman with another catch.
We talk about now, and a common theme here for Tyler Wolff is getting the ball out of his hand rather quickly and allowing guys to be able to make plays downfield. Great read once again by Tyler.
And here, Matthew Casadas with a catch.
I believe this is the throw of the night here, to be able to throw this on the back shoulder. Great catch by Matthew Casadas as well. Beautiful football play.
Drop the ball. Why don't we just run it in for a touchdown, Tyler Wolff?
So this ruins the timing a little bit of obviously the route concept we have. Tyler Wolff does a great job of feeling pressure from his backside and being able to work upfield now, pace through, 26-yard touchdown.
And we get another look at it.
Great job here. And you know what else? You see Matthew Bookman now working downfield. You see Connor Shimani getting his eyes downfield here for any other type of second or third level defenders. Great job. We talk about that selflessness.
Catches the ball offensively, and here Connor Shimani gets his first interception of the year.
Great job here. Excellent T-step, able to work down off of his move zone. Big-time play by Connor Shimani.
And his cohort in the defensive backfield, Matthew Casadas here offensively.
Matthew Casadas on a shallow route. Great job by Tyler Wolff to be able to pace to the edge, stop and change his arm slot, and a great finish then by Matthew Casadas.
2 weeks, 2 touchdowns for Mr. Coleman.
Shoulder down. I love Tyler Wolff being able to get out of the pocket. Timely pass there on the square out by Xander. Good finish, touchdown.
Talk about 2 weeks. How about 3? Well, get a second look at the touchdown first.
It's just an excellent job here. How about the protection up front as well? We talk about how nothing happens in terms of all these yards if it isn't for those guys up front.
And as I was mentioning, 2 weeks, 3 picks for Matthew Casadas.
Great pressure here. Gabe Boris, who's a sophomore, has really come on. Max Tacona, and you have Matthew Casadas here, who's able to see ball, get ball. Great job of being able to scoop the ball before it hits the turf. Excellent defensive play there for us.
And to round out our highlights, we'll look at it twice. Another touchdown catch for Connor Shimani.
Something we talk and we work a ton here, a scramble drill. Our eyes got off the front side a little too quickly, but Tyler Wolff's able to work back now through his right shoulder. Great job here by Connor Shimani. What once was low is now high, and vice versa in scramble drill for us. And you see Connor here with a backside hitch. He's able to pace vertically now. Great job here of being able to get skinny, stay in bounds, and then squeeze back into field of play for the touchdown.
And what we've seen the last 2 weeks, Coach, and obviously you could talk about the big three of Bookman, Casadas, and Shimani putting up numbers and playing well on both sides of the ball. One thing first with Matthew Bookman, you saw it a lot in the highlights, the balance he has, because the first guy's not bringing him down.
Certainly. I mean, when you look at him Friday night, he's a guy who had 10 tackles on defense, and on offense, we wanted to make sure that he got work. We were really efficient. He had 12 carries for 81 yards. So you talk about the production that's there to go along then with 3 catches. So he's certainly someone who's so instrumental to our offense in terms of the skill position. We feel that our skill guys, they complement each other so well, and certainly Bookman, Casadas, and Shimani, the way they played through 2 games, but also those other guys. You then mention Connor Kundrat, you then mention Kevin Guzman, Xander Coleman, Alex Pangrazzi. When you talk about a host in a group like that who's just so excited for everybody to succeed, then you put in also the guys that are up front. It makes it really exciting and really fun to be around a group like this because of the way that they're just so hungry to be able to succeed together.
And before we get to our guest, I think the one nice thing to see in your offense, you've been able to incorporate the tight end. It helps in the running game with the offensive line, but to get that tight end into the passing game just seems to open things up even more for your team.
Certainly, we feel that it makes us that much more versatile in terms of not only being able to be in some 10 and 20 personnel sets, but now we could be in some 11 and 21 personnel sets that really complement us. We even could get into some 12 personnel sets with a guy like Kayvon Miner that we saw too on defense. So when you look at the versatility that allows us to have, and what Xander Coleman has done in 2 weeks at the tight end position for us to complement those guys up front, it really is adding another dimension to our offense, and we're really excited about it.
Coming up next, Coach mentioned versatility. How about up front on the offensive and defensive lines? Sam Porro joins us next.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Hey guys, this is Mutt and Jeff at Blaze Alexander Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Make this the summer sales event.
72 months at 0%.
Go Mango. Or check out this Jeep Renegade, fully loaded, leather sunroof, one of the most fuel-efficient sport utilities in the market.
72-month financing at 1.9% for qualified buyers. In stock and over 700 horsepower.
She's got a Hemi in her. So if you're looking for something functional, hot, or luxury, come see the ever-growing family here at Blaze Alexander Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and you'll find out why we take the deals.
The other guys won't.
Memberships are available at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf. The new upgrades will leave you with a distinctive and unique experience unlike any other venue in Northeast PA. Call Frank Gradis 570-233-5328. Email vccpro@thevalleycountryclub.com.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
It can happen over time or in a snap. If joint or muscle pain has taken you out of the game, we can identify the root cause of your problem and develop a sport-specific treatment plan to get you moving again. Over 400 medical experts strong, the region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on WYLN, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. I'm your host, Marty Burns. And we have from the offensive, defensive lines, and I had your number wrong this afternoon, Sam. It's number 70, Sam Porro. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. The group I want to talk about first, I mentioned it with Coach in the last segment, the defense. I mean, everybody's talking about the offense. You put up 40 plus points a game in both games, both victories. But I think the defense has been key. You gave up one defensive touchdown to Pittston area while Paupack got a touchdown late. Talk about this defensive group and your mindset in those two games.
We just, we play fast, physical. We all come together, and we just one whole team. And we all just bring that energy. One person makes a play, everybody's up congratulating them. It's always gang tackles, never really solo tackles. We're always running to the ball. We just create energy on defense.
Now, you don't give yourself enough credit. Coach said you had 6 tackles Friday night, and you have the honor of the 2022 highlight package of being the very first play. You had that big defensive play against Pittston area to start that game. If you remember that play and your play Friday night, just talk about both of those.
You know, it's just what I got to do to help the team win. So if that's what I got to do, you know, I'll do it.
Well, no matter what Tyler did this past Friday, you had the first highlight of the season, so you'll have that distinction on Tyler. But it seems like in seeing your group in the highlight package the first 2 weeks, your defensive line is really working well, and you're also, taking on the opponent offensive line and giving room for your linebackers to roam as well.
Yeah, you know, we're just clogging up gaps, doing the right things, taking the proper steps, playing 1 yard in the backfield, and looking for the ball and making tackles on their line of scrimmage.
Now, you're on a group that's very hard to gauge. There's not really much statistics for an offensive lineman, but you see what your offense has done the last 2 weeks. Talk about playing on that offensive line. And, you know, we said that Tyler complimented you guys not only here on our show last week, but also in the newspaper, how the offensive line is the key to this offense.
Yeah, I feel like we do a great job in pass protection, and we could do a lot better in running. Like, we do a good job. I feel like we could do a lot better, but I feel like we could do a good job overall.
And the one thing that we had talked about with Tyler, and Coach had mentioned it last week, the one touchdown that Connor had, you know, he stopped, spun, go. That takes some time. You guys, do you guys know that certain plays that, hey, we got to give Tyler and this offense some extra time?
Yeah, there's a couple plays, like we know they call it like 5-step. They just say it in the huddle, so we know we have to give him extra time so he could throw that ball.
And I want to go back to the defense, and one of the things that we saw in the Pittston area game specifically, you had a couple of turnovers on some great plays, but they were diving plays that you couldn't transition. I like to use that basketball term, transition from defense to offense. Matthew Casadas had one of his interceptions against Pittston area that he turned into a touchdown. Talk about as you guys as a group defensively, that once you know a turnover has happened, that now you got to focus on basically all of a sudden being offense on the run.
Yeah, we just see that, they think that he has a call, they say something, and then we see it as a pick, and everybody just start running, because that's just how we are. We're happy for our teammates, and we got to help him. If he could score on defense, that's like even bigger plus, so we're going to help him out.
And is it a matter of, okay, you know the turnover happened, that you just turn and find somebody, or are you looking to try to get downfield because you know that Matthew is so athletic that he's probably going to turn it into a big return? Do you look for the first guy, or are you looking to try to maybe get downfield?
It's like a little bit of both, because like sometimes like maybe a lineman, he might have an angle, I'll get on him, but if not, like I'll probably outrun him. I'll try to go out and like go upfield and help him out up there.
One last question, Sam. We talked about how you guys had to be road warriors to the start of this season, but coming up Friday night, the home opener. Talk about how exciting it is for your team to get home and play in front of the home crowd on Friday night.
It's pretty exciting, you know, we've been waiting for this a while. Like the first 2 weeks we had to go on the road, but like first home game as a senior, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Sam, good luck the rest of the way. Good luck Friday night in your home opener, and thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Coach Bookman is back to talk about North Pocono next.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
It can happen over time or in a snap. If joint or muscle pain has taken you out of the game, we can identify the root cause of your problem and develop a sport-specific treatment plan to get you moving again. Over 400 medical experts strong, the region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to Sports Talk. Coach Bookman has rejoined us, and we made him stand because we were afraid Sam was going to be like a giant over us. But Coach, I mentioned it to Sam in the last segment. Before we talk about North Pocono specifically, scrimmage on the road, first 2 games on the road. You haven't been home since last November. The home opener, Friday night for you. What are you anticipating? What are you looking forward to Friday night?
How special. I mean, first of all, you know, talking about us first and foremost, when you talk about this senior group getting an opportunity to play at home in front of our fans, their family, their friends, we're only guaranteed 5 of these, and we talk about that, and we talked about it this week so far in terms of how fortunate we are to be able to now be at home, be undefeated coming home, and then you talk about the opponent we're going to play who's also undefeated. Great night. I feel this is the game of District 2 this week here in terms of 2 really good teams that are going to see where they stand right now. So we're excited to be at the Den. We want to be able to defend the Den, and certainly a beautiful night Friday is going to allow us to have an opportunity to do that.
And you mentioned North Pocono coming in also undefeated, coming off a tough win against Western Wayne. What concerns you about North Pocono?
So much. You know, in terms of what they have up front on both sides of the ball. You know, first of all, with Brandon Kearney, who's kind of leading that charge, was an All-Lackawanna League player last year, tremendously gifted player. They have 4 or 5 starters back on offense. Their defensive line really gets after it. Then you talk about the tailback that they have, Michael Blaine, was just under 1,000 yards last year, well on his way this year. They have a ton of speed on the edges here, and in Thomas and guys that can make plays there. And they have who I feel is one of the best tight ends in District 2, which is saying quite a bit considering Aiden Black and Lakota Dupree are in District 2. The LaFave kid is really good. It was their leading receiver last year. He does a little bit of everything for them. Also plays Mike Backer for them. You know, and that allows their quarterback, who is his first year as a starter now, he's been really comfortable because of this cast of characters that he has. Right. You talk about they have the size, they have the speed, they have the physicality. Everything matches together with one another, and certainly they're a very well-coached team as well.
Well, Coach, best of luck. Start off the home schedule and get yourself to 3-0.
Thank you so much. Go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
I'll tell you, mid-season form, fans. So for Sam Porro, Coach Bookman, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Join us next week as we go over the North Pocono game, a look ahead to another road contest for the Cougars, and another special guest from the Cougar football team. You've been watching Sports Talk here on WYLN, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.